Hi everyone, Blake Hero here, and today I'm coming at you with a new video. Today, the reveals for Battles of Legend Terminal's Revenge came out, and Wing Creeper level 6 is in there, so that's really cool. We've been waiting for this card for a couple months now, we finally got him. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So today, I'm going to be discussing what he does, what the pros and cons are of running the card in the competitive Omni-Hero deck, as well as some bonus combos at the end. So we'll just get right into it. So what is Wing Kuriboh level 6? So Wing Kuriboh level 6 is a level 6, obviously, light fairy with 300 attack and 200 defense. He has the condition that he is always treated as an elemental hero and a favorite card. This is very important because if it wasn't a hero, you wouldn't be able to combo with it, but luckily it is, so you'll be able to pitch it for Ferris, also being able to fuse with it for any of the hero fusions. It makes it so that the card is easily searchable off of emergency call. There's plenty of things you can do with it, as well as it being a favorite card. Now this is really important as well, mostly because you can now search something or summon something off of Infernal Rage when you draw either Miracle Fusion or the favorite contact, but more into that later. Cannot be normal summon or set, which is also important for the thing I said earlier. It must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing one Elemental Hero Fusion monster or one Wing Kuriboh from your hand, face up monster zone, or graveyard. You can only special summon Wing Kuriboh level 6 once per turn this way. The effect of the monster is when an opponent's monster declares an attack, or when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you can tribute this card, destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. So basically, this card is a kind of like a Ghost Ogre that you can summon for free throughout the combo. It's really good because it can protect stuff like your Plasma or your Dark Law just by being able to tribute off, and also the burn damage. The hero deck doesn't really have a problem with dealing damage, but this just gives you an additional way just in case. Could come up in time or anything like that. So, what are the pros and cons of this card? So the pros is obviously it's an extra disruption that we didn't have before. In a lot of the combos, you can trade out Sunrise for this, which just allows you to have more of control over your pop, as well as this being able to come back for extra extension turn 3, because you'll have a Elemental Hero Fusion monster in the graveyard to be able to banish to summon it off on turn 3. It's also something really good to dump off of Vion, or a really good discard off of Ferris when you already have access to your Denier or your Malicious already. It makes the deck just really feel a lot better because it can be grab / summon off of Infernal Rage if you drew favorite contact / miracle. So one really cool thing is that because it can't be normal summon or set, if you go into Infernal Wingman and you already have the trap, you can just search this straight up. If you already drew Miracle, you can go into the Flame Wingman, you can search the favorite contact, and then you can actually tribute off the Infernal Rage to summon this straight out of the deck, because Infernal Rage summons from deck or extra deck a monster that cannot be normal summon or set, which is why it's really important. It allows you to do Chain Link to Liquid whenever you go for the fusing the liquid off, because if you draw favorite contact, or if you already had favorite contact in your hand, because you have a legal target in your deck, you can still activate the Infernal Rage and you can pitch the favorite contact and then grab it back off of the Infernal Rage, because Infernal Rage can add from the graveyard as well. One of the other main things is that DPE's attack reduction is also very helpful here, because Wing Kuriboh's stats are very low, which is one of the cons of the card, is the card is very understated because it is a Wing Kuriboh. But if you're able to get the DPE out as well, you are able to reduce their attack enough to where you don't have to use the Wing Kuriboh on the first thing that they summon. Because of how low the stats are, they could just run over it. But DPE attack reduction really helps there. Now, one really cool spicy thing that you could maybe do is you can play Sabatel, the Philosopher's Stone, which lets you pay half your life points to add a Polymerization or a Fusion spell, as long as you have Wing Kuriboh in your grave. And with this being in the graveyard, you can just search Fusion Destiny, which is something I'm going to try out at locals. I think it'd be really cool. I don't think it's super competitive and it might be a little coat, but it seems pretty cool. So the cons. The cons of playing Wing Kuriboh level 6 is definitely the fact that the main thing is that it's a brick. It doesn't do anything on its own, and we have plenty of those already. We have our Malicious, Increase, Miracle, Favorite Contact, Shadow Mist. I mean, the list just goes on and on about cards that you just don't really want to draw on their own. And this is just adding an additional one in there. We also already have a very high engine count already. This, although it is only one card, I prefer play closer to 40 to 42 cards, and adding this card into the deck makes it so that it's harder and harder to stay at that 40 to 42 card sweet spot. This is an additional card you need to add into your deck. Now, another thing that it might not go up too much is that it is a light fairy, so it doesn't really play well with Rivalry or Goza, which are some of our better cards. Although those cards are both at 1, it's just something I thought I would note. Alright, so today I have 2 combos to show you guys with the new Wing Kuriboh. This is going to be Stratos plus either Malicious, Denier, Wing Kuriboh, or Ferris. You're just going to grab the other, whatever you don't have off of the Stratos. This is going to end on Darklaw, DPE, Wing Kuriboh, plus the trap, and follow-up, of course. So we'll just play the replay. So we're going to start off by normal summoning Stratos, and Stratos is going to search out the missing piece. You have to get to Ferris here, but you can have any of those discards. So we'll grab Ferris, and then we'll go Ferris, pitching off the Malicious. We'll go Ferris, and that's going to place the Increase, and then we'll go Increase's effect, distributing off the Ferris to summon itself. We'll activate Increase's effect, summoning up Vion from the deck. Vion here, we're going to dump. We have 2 options here. We could dump the Denier to play around a Bestial, or we can dump the Wing Kuriboh to actually play around Nibiru. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. So we're going to go, banish the Wing Kuriboh to play around Nib for this hand, and we're going to banish the Ferris to search Polymerization. We'll link 2 into Cross Crusader, and Cross Crusader is going to target Malicious, summon it back. We're going to tribute off the Malicious to search the Denier now. If we dump the Denier, we'd just be searching Wing Kuriboh here instead. Now we're going to banish Malicious, so I'm going to copy out of our deck. Next, we're going to link 2 into the Infernal Divisor. Infernal Divisor is going to reveal the Wingman, and we're going to search the materials listed, which will grab the Neos. Now, we're going to activate Polymerization here. If they Nibiru here, basically what you can do is you can fuse the Neos and the Denier into the DPE, and then you can banish the last Malicious, summon out, summon Denier, and then you can go into Wonder Driver, and then you can start getting into, at least get into the Infernal Rage plays. And once you get into the Infernal Rage plays, you can also summon back the Wing Kuriboh, so you end on Trap, Wing Kuriboh, plus DPE if they nib you here by playing this way. But we'll say that if they don't nib us here, we'll just continue like usual. We'll fuse those 2 into elementalhero monsters with different attributes. We're going to fuse into Flame, Wingman, Infernal Rage. Infernal Rage is going to trigger, and we're going to search for Favorite Contact. We'll trigger off the Infernal Rage, summon out the Sunrise, and Sunrise is going to trigger on summon, which will search the Miracle Fusion. We'll actually link these 2 away because we're going to be banishing the Sunrise to summon the Wing Kuriboh later, so there's no reason not to. We're going to banish the Malicious from Grave to summon underneath a zone that Wonder Driver points to. Wonder Driver is going to trigger now, and we're going to target the Poly, and we're going to reset it. Now we're going to activate Poly, fusing these 2, Malicious and Denier, into the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Next, we're going to activate Miracle Fusion, which is going to fuse into Wake Up Your Elemental Hero by banishing the Neos and the Flame Wingman to keep the maximum number of hero monsters in the graveyard. Next, we're going to banish the Sunrise to summon out Wing Kuriboh. Next, we'll also activate Denier's effect to summon itself out. That way we can get a Shadow Mist Surge. We'll put the Malicious on top of the deck. We'll set the Favorite Contact trap, and we'll go to end phase. We'll activate DPE's effect, destroying DPE in Wake Up Chainlink 1, DPE Chainlink 2, and we'll summon a Warrior from her deck. We'll summon Shadow Mist during the end phase, searching Mass Change, and then we can activate the Mass Change still during the end phase because it's a quick play spell, sending off the Denier and summoning out Darklaw. Now, even though we have Malicious on top of our deck, because we summoned a monster out, this is going to shuffle our deck. Then, on the next standby phase, we're going to summon DPE, and DPE under the Wonder Driver zone, and Wonder Driver will trigger, and Wonder Driver here will target the Miracle Fusion, resetting it so we have follow-up. Also, when the Shadow Mist hits the graveyard, Shadow Mist will also search for a hero monster for additional follow-up. We also, if you look in our graveyard, we have Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, which is an elemental hero monster. So if after we use the winged Kuriboh, we'll be able to summon it again on turn 3. Alright, so for the second combo, we're going to end on the winged Kuriboh plus DPE plus Plasma plus Favorite Contact. Plus we get to keep Sunrise on board for this combo. So I'm just going to get right into it. We go Ferris, Pitch Malicious. Ferris effect, placing the increase effect, triggering the Ferris, increases effect, summoning out the Violent. Violence effect is going to trigger, and this time we're going to dump Denier. For the combo that goes into Plasma, I prefer putting Denier in grave early, and you'll see why later. So we'll do the same old, banish Ferris, search Poly for Violence effect, link 2 into Cross's effect, summon out Denier, to play around a Bestial, then we'll tribute Denier, and we'll search the winged Kuriboh level 6. We'll banish Malicious, summon out a copy. Then we'll link these two off into Infernal Devicer. Infernal Devicer will reveal the Wingman, searching the Neos. Next, we'll activate Polymerization. We'll fuse these two into Infernal Rage. Infernal Rage will trigger, searching the trap. Next, we'll tribute Infernal Rage, and we'll summon out the Sunrise. Because I want to leave Sunrise on board, we're going to do this combo a little bit differently than the first one, but you could do the combo the same as the first one if you prefer to leave Wonder Driver on board. We'll banish Malicious, summon out a copy. Now we'll link these two away into the Wonder Driver. Next, we'll activate Denier's effect in grave, summoning itself out, and chainlink 1 Wonder Driver targeting the Poly, chainlink 2 Denier to put a Destiny Hero back. We'll reset the Poly. Next, we'll activate the Poly. Because Winged Kuriboh is a hero monster, we're going to fuse a level 6 hero plus a Destiny hero into Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Next, we'll activate Miracle Fusion. Summon out Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. And next, we'll activate DP's effect, destroying both Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and summon out a Warrior from our deck. This time we're going to choose Stratos, and Stratos is going to trigger, searching our Plasma. Now, we still have Malicious left in graveyard, so we're going to banish Malicious, summon it out, and then we're going to tribute those 3 into Plasma. Next, we can use the Winged Kuriboh engrave, and we can banish the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero to summon out the Winged Kuriboh, and then we can set the Favorite Contact. During the next standby phase, DP comes back, and now we have a lot of protection. We have the Shine Neos Wingman, we have the DP pop, we have the Winged Kuriboh pop, as well as the Sunrise pop, all to protect Plasma. Because if that Floodgate lives, you're probably winning the game, because skill drain's really good right now. Now, finally, the verdict. Should you play Winged Kuriboh level 6? I think that it is a good option for the deck. It is good support for the deck, and it raises the ceiling of the deck a little bit. Now, you have to make a decision if you think that raising that ceiling for these combos is worth it if it takes away from playing more non-gen engine in the deck when the deck already has a problem with that. I personally think the card is pretty good. I'm going to continue testing with it, and I will hopefully do well with it at either a regional or a local tournament, and I can make a deck profile showcasing it and basically test a little bit more, because I usually don't test cards until they come to the TCG, and then I'm able to make my decision. I believe that the card is probably worth running, and I believe that even though it is a brick and it conflicts with some of the floodgates we like to play, there are plenty of other cards in the deck that you really don't want to draw. The Winged Kuriboh level 6, putting it in grave early allows you to just have an additional summon of a hero monster if you're able to fusion summon for any elemental hero monster. I think the fact that it comes back turn 3 is extremely strong as well, because you should have an elemental hero fusion monster in grave so you can summon it out again for free. I think there's a lot of pros to the card. I might change my mind, but at the moment I'm planning on running it. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all the support, and stay tuned for more hero content. Peace.